Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, the product specialist here at American RV in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Today I'm here to tell you about the 2017 Arctic Fox 1150. This is a nice big truck camper meant to go on a dually pickup. Let's go ahead and start on the front here. We'll talk about some of the features of the Arctic Fox, look at some of the storage and everything on the outside here, and then we will head on in. So let's go ahead and start again right here on the front. One of the things I love about Arctic Fox when it comes to the construction is that this is one-piece fiberglass from the front here in the Cabover all the way down and into the bulkhead. The big advantage of that means it's less chance for water intrusion. Most manufacturers out there have a seam that goes right through here. When the water runs down, it contacts that seam. So by eliminating that, again, that's less chance for any kind of water to enter right here into the nose of your truck camper. Another great thing about the construction of the Arctic Fox is the structure itself. When they have aluminum framing, the aluminum that they use in RVs generally isn't all that thick. And when you put a screw in there, you only get a couple threads in. So what Arctic Fox does is they put in wood block anchors to make sure that screw is going through the aluminum stud and into that wood block anchor so it has a nice deep bite. And that is why, one of the reasons you can have 32 people on the roof of an Arctic Fox. As we take a look at the front right here, you can see you do have the pass-through window area right there. The jacks on here, all power jacks. They're the Rico Titan heavy duty 2,500 pound jacks. Of course, you have 4 of those. You have over 20 bolts attached right here, which is something Arctic Fox does to make sure it's nice and secure. And you also see that it has this on the bottom to help support it, to make sure it's not going to rip out of your sidewall, because that's definitely the last thing you want. Also, because it, again, is built for a dually, we did go ahead and have the swing out brackets installed on this model. If we come around to the side here, I can open this compartment up for you. Take a look at that. Nice extra storage area. You can see that that does go to the inside as well, so you have some dual access. And if you take a look there, it goes up quite a ways. So if you have some taller items you want to put out here, you certainly can store them right there. If you take a look underneath real quick, you'll see the diamond plating that runs right along here. You also have the Teflon strip there, which is nice. And then you have your black pipe there too. I like the black pipe. It's nice and solid. Of course, that's going to be for your gas. But again, you know, just showing you some of the quality components that Arctic Fox is putting on their camper. Right over here, see this is a magnetic latch, which is nice. Just fold that up. Again, good extra storage. Arctic Fox does a good job of utilizing all the space in the truck camper to make sure you have as much storage here as possible. Now, if we take a look underneath, look at that. Again, more storage right there, which is exactly what you want on a big camper. If we make our way around to the side, let me show you the slide real quick. So this is always something that people are concerned about a little bit, is the slides, afraid of them leaking. But take a look at the seals on here. You have a bulb seal on the very outside, so when this closes up, it's nice and secure. Another bulb seal here, which is going to push up against right here. So you have the double bulb seal, making sure that when it's closed, nothing's going to come in. Then when it's open, you have a swiper seal here. If I pull that back, you'll see another seal right here. It also has this little water runoff. So any water that does get in there is going to run down, hit right here, and then drain right out. So nothing you have to worry about when it comes to water getting in the slide. Arctic Fox does a phenomenal job there. If we come around to the back, we also did install this one with the Fox landing deck here. Currently it's up. This is kind of neat too, something very minor, but I like they did it. They just do a little cutout of the Fox right there. Pretty cool little added feature. But you know, this folds up and out of the way. Of course, this step folds too, so it's, again, it's up and out of the way. But you can pull this guy up. The Fox landing drops right down, and this gives you a nice extra deck area. Of course, you can see, as I mentioned, the steps fold down, so you can climb on up nice and easy. This step right here I did remove. Normally it goes right here, but for video demonstration purposes, I wanted to take it off. It's quite simple to remove as well. You just have this pin, you pull this pin out, turn these 2 pins right here, you see currently it's in, pull it out and twist. Do that on both sides, then you can slide this step right off. And that will give you access to your Joey tray right here. So you can see this guy, take a look at that. As I said, really just utilizing the space. You have this nice long tray, so if you have some longer items like a fishing pole, something like that, this is a great spot to store that. Also in the back here, you'll see you do have the ladder. That way you can climb up on the roof. And clearly, you know, Arctic Fox definitely lets you know this is a fully walkable roof. You can get up there for any kind of maintenance or just hang out up there if you want. And the ladder does fold. That way you're able to access your generator there. That is the Cummins Onan 2500 watt LP Jenny, which obviously will run everything in the camper for you. Then right down here is your propane quick connect. If you want to do a little bit of grilling while you're outside, great. All you have to do is bring your grill, you can plug it in right there, and then it will feed off the two 30-pound propane tanks rather than having to buy the little green ones. Also, if you need to plug anything in, you do have an electrical outlet here. So, you know, that's, again, a nice thing to have on the outside of the camper. If you take a look up top, you will notice the power awning. Just touch a button to roll that one out. Same thing to have it go right back in. Speakers out here too. Now those are controlled by our Multimedia Center inside, but it is Bluetooth capable. So if you want to be able to connect to that wirelessly via Bluetooth, you can go ahead and do that. Another thing I do want to mention, in the bumper here, you will see they do have storage areas on both sides. Again, just a little extra storage. So let's talk about the propane tanks. That's where these are stored right here. Two 30-pounders right there, nice and easy to get at. I do have people that ask why there's not locks on propane. With RVIA, you can't have any locks in your propane. They have to have access to it for fire hazard reasons. That's why on any campers that are sold here in the US, you don't see propane that is locked up. Right underneath here, this is some good plumbing access. You can see right here your black and gray valves. So you can see they're insulated, they're tucked away here, which is great. But you know, Arctic Fox does a good job of giving you a lot of that access there. And then right over here again, extra storage area. So you have one of these on both sides. And then, whoop, let me open this guy up for you so you can take a look again. Giving you some plumbing access. Right outside of that, right here's your 30 amp detachable power cord. If you have satellite, you know, a portable one, you can plug it in right there. Now if you take a look underneath, right here is your black tank flush. So what that is, if you're not familiar, rather than taking a hose and sticking it down your toilet to wash out your black tank when you're done camping, you can just hook a hose up right there. That black tank has sprayers built in. It will go ahead and wash it out for you. Right over here is your battery compartment. This is on a slide-out tray, and it is large enough to have 2 batteries. So if you want 2 batteries, which, you know, if you're doing any kind of boondocking, I highly recommend, that does have the space to go ahead and fit it. You have your outside shower right here. Pretty self-explanatory, hot and cold. Nice that it does have the hot access there. Of course, water heater here, and then this is your water inlet. Welcome to the inside of the Arctic Fox 1150. This particular model is in the Solitaire Azul interior. Let's take a look at the ceiling real quick. This is an awesome change that Arctic Fox has made. They now have the nice crowned interior ceiling here, which really adds a lot of height, and it helps open up the space. Even though this is a big truck camper, it really opens it up in all their truck camper models. They also have the ozite ceiling here, which is great. Helps with a lot of sound reduction, especially on those loud rainy days. LED lights throughout the entire coach. You see your speakers here, and then the AC unit as well. Let's take a look right over here at the bathroom. You'll see you do have the nice slider door on here, so it is easy access into the bathroom. You can see your foot flush lever toilet here. Obviously this is a dry bath, which, you know, when you have a big camper like this, you're certainly able to do. Right up from that, you see you have a pull-out drawer, your toilet paper holder, electrical outlet there. Underneath the sink, you see you have some storage there too, as well as plumbing access. You can fit a small trash can in there if you so choose. You'll see the sink top here. And then off to the side, you have this big linen closet. Again, something I like to see. And right behind the door here, you can actually, if I close this door for you, you can see there is a window there. So that definitely lets in a lot of natural light during the day. You have a mirrored medicine cabinet here as well. And then up top, you have your vent fan to quickly help moisture escape. Over to this side is your shower. You can see the hand wand right there. Nice big skylight up top. Really giving you a lot of headroom. And then you see you have a built-in shower door here as well, which is pretty nice. To make our way out of the bathroom and into the kitchen here, you can see some of the storage they have. You have your nice pantry. There is a lock on here, so this doesn't normally just fly open. You push this lever down, and that will allow this to slide right out. But again, it allows you to get into this space without having to reach all the way in there, because normally things get buried in a narrow storage space like this. So I do like they put that in there. And then in the bottom, they do give you some shelves there. Again, just making things a little bit easier to access. So move over to the rest of the kitchen here. Take a look at the countertop. You can see that they actually did a good job of giving you very usable space in here because they give you a cooktop cover, a sink top cover, and this awesome countertop extension you can see right here, which really gives you a lot of excellent prep space. You also have a plug-in underneath there if you need to plug anything in, whether it's a blender, toaster, something like that. Then you'll see you have an additional one right here. So that way if you want to put a coffee maker here, you can just keep it right there, plug it in, you are good to go. If we take a look at the cooktop here, as I mentioned, it does have the stainless steel cover on there. When you peel that back, you'll see the 3-burner cooktop. And then underneath here is your oven in case you want to do some baking. Right on the in the back and on the side, you'll also see they have this black backsplash. It's clear, so that way you know, you can't see it, which is nice, and it still makes it nice and easy to clean up. You don't have to clean up the wallpaper. So if you cook bacon, something like that in here, just makes your life a little easier. Right above that is your stainless steel hood with a light and fan. Then right here is a dimmer switch. This is really nice too. You can see as I turn this down, the lights of course dim. Open it back up, they get nice and bright again. The cool thing about that though is that if it's late at night or early in the morning, you can have a night light for going to the bathroom, or if you have guests sleeping on the dinette, you want to get coffee in the morning, something like that, you can just turn it on a little bit so you're not waking up the entire camper. Right above that is your microwave. Then over to the side, you can see you have good extra storage there. You have the hardwood doors. You can see right there, nice big storage compartment. They didn't put a shelf in that one, so if you have some larger items, that is a place in which you can set them. As we move our way down underneath that, I did mention the electrical outlet there. You have a 2-stage LED light right here, which is pretty nice. So depending on how bright you want it, you can adjust that. Window here to let in a lot of natural light into the kitchen, especially in conjunction with the skylight up top. That really lets in a ton of natural light there. Then right over here on the wall, you'll see a couple different things. You do have your Multimedia Center here. This is your radio, which controls your speakers inside and out. Also a CD and DVD player. And it's also touchscreen, which is really nice just for ease of use. Next to that is your thermostat, and then right below is your main control panel with everything from your water pump, some of your lights, tank monitoring system, water heater control. You can see it runs on both gas and electric. You can turn them both on at the same time for higher recovery. And then it has your genset in there too. Double bowl sink, as I mentioned, the one side does have a cover here. Larger bowl on the left, smaller on the right, with your residential pull-out faucet. And I'm glad they were able to put a double bowl sink. Again, this is a larger truck camper. And, you know, even though you don't have a ton of countertop space, they did maximize it by giving you the sink top cover here and still being able to use that double bowl. So kudos to them on that. Right here, your 2 full extension drawers, nice and long. So not only can you put your silverware in here, but obviously they're long enough you can put some of your larger utensils like spatulas, things like that. Cubby hole there right underneath. And then you have additional storage underneath the sink, as well as access to your water heater. So that way if you do have to, you know, do any kind of work on it, or if you have to, or for winterization purposes, you want to close it off so you're not running glycol through it, they make that nice and easy to access. If you take a look right here, this is kind of cool too. Let me fold this guy up one quick second here. Just push that pin in. So I just want to show you this. Nice extra storage area right there. You can see that. You have water pump access in there too, right next to it. So that's pretty handy. That way, if you know, you need to get in there, for winterization purposes, to work on, you know, or to access the water pump, or if anything goes wrong and to get to it, you can. And I like the fact they did put a little bit of extra storage in there. Right over here, let's go ahead and round out the kitchen, then we'll talk about the Cabover. You can see you have nice little cubby holes here, nice little rack system if you want to put, you know, spices in there, whatever else you want. They do include that additional storage there. Wardrobe space right here. You can see you have hanging space. Now, of course, you don't need to use it for a wardrobe because you do have double wardrobe up by the bed, but that gives you some versatility in the option depending on how you want to use it. This is a nice little drawer right here. And then this is a drop-down door. This gives you that access I showed you on the outside. You can see you have access that way from both in here and outside. Then right over here is the Norcold fridge freezer combo. Stainless steel panels on the front. You can see that one is nice and big. It does run off both propane and electric. Moving over a little bit further, we get into the Dream Dinette. So as I mentioned, This is the Solitaire Azul interior here. The thing I like about Arctic Fox when it comes to the dinettes is these are very comfortable. The cushions here, they use a better foam than a lot of manufacturers out there, and so when you're sitting in them, you know, it feels very comfortable, which is what you want when you're sitting in a dinette. The Dream Dinette also does drop down into a bed very easily. You see you have a lever right here. You can just flip that over, push this down, take your back cushions, put it on top, and that will create your bed. So if you do have additional guests that want to stay, you have a place where they can sleep. You have storage on both sides of the dinette. On this side, you have a drop-down door, so you can get to everything that way. And on this one, you have a pull-out drawer. You know, a little bit easier to get into a drawer, of course, but they do have some stuff on the back side there, so that's why it doesn't go quite all the way back. Also, you have dual cup holders right back here, which is a nice little extra feature. Window there, of course, additional big window right there, lets in a lot of natural light. Underneath, a couple things. One, you do have an electrical outlet over here. So if you need to plug in a laptop, tablet, something like that, it is easy to do so. Then if you take a look at this, this is, again, nice little hidden storage compartment in the step. Nice and long, perfect, again, for your fishing poles. If you don't want to store them in the joey tray outside, you can put them right in here. If you have a rifle, something like that, if you're going hunting, great place for it. Again, just good utilization of the space here in the Arctic Fox. Now let's talk about the Cabover real quick. For additional privacy, if you do have guests, you have the curtain right here that you can go ahead and close off. And you have some great storage all the way around the bed. That's one of the things I really like about the Arctic Fox here. I'll open up some of these. This is pretty neat. This is a drop-down storage area into the foot locker trough area. You can see the foot locker here. Let's see if I can open up this side for you there. So you can kind of take a look right there, see how much storage you have. That, you know, I call it a trough because it kind of reminds me of, but it runs the entire way on both sides. So good extra storage. Right up top here is an adjustable shelf. So whatever you need to put in there, you can go ahead and adjust that to your specific needs. Right here is your TV. That is on a swing arm mount, so you can pull that all the way around to be able to easily watch it while you're sitting in your dinette. And again, that is hooked up to the DVD player, and it's also 12 volts, so that will run off your batteries. You'll see you have windows here on both sides to allow for a nice cross breeze. Right above the windows there, you have a little shelf with some accent lighting. You have that on both sides. Now, on either side of the headboard, you see you have mirrored wardrobe there. So again, as I mentioned, you know, you have the nice place to hang your clothes. Some dual reading lights there as well. You'll also notice you have an electrical outlet as well as charging port on both sides of the bed. So if you have to have a CPAP machine or charging a cell phone, a tablet, whatever it may be, you can easily do that at night. And then the headboard is cut out. You have a nice shelf built in, so that way you can go ahead and put those electronics right there. If you have to have a glass of water at night, something like that, it definitely provides the space in which you can do so. If you take a look at the ceiling, you will notice there's a fantastic fan right above the bed. That's right where you want it. You know, it's raised up a little bit. Of course, we all know heat rises. If you don't want to run your AC, open up some windows, turn on that fantastic fan, and it does an awesome job of getting some circulation through the camper. You also have speakers up front here as well, and again, a two-stage LED light. So if you want to make it a little bit brighter up there, you can easily do that. But all right, folks, that wraps it up. Again, this is a Arctic Fox 1150. This one is in the Solitaire Azul interior. If you're interested in this RV and you'd like price and availability, I recommend you give us a call here at American RV, or you can always take a look at our website, which is AmericanRV.com. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and I can't wait to see you on the road to freedom.